So we're doing a little afternoon walk here, and I wanted to do a breakdown on Palantir. A lot of people have been saying, well, Palantir is the top AI defense company in the world. Wouldn't it make sense that they would grow, really skyrocket here in the next few months or years? And there's one thing that I don't think a lot of people realize about Palantir. And one thing that is also their advantage, but one thing that's kind of hurting them and why they're not pushing to new levels. So I'm gonna make sure the dog is okay. She's still out there. The first thing that is not, oh, there she is. The first thing that is Palantir's issue, here, darling, is that they have this revenue stream that is around $800 million per quarter. At least they had some revenue that was up. I think it was 30 or 40% this quarter as opposed to the last year. And it's around $800 million. But the thing is that their market cap is at 250 billion. And their revenue is only at 800 million. So if you compare that and just kind of look at it, basically their market cap's it's over 250 billion. That valuation is a little bit tough, right? It's not the best valuation. And then, so you kind of look at that and you could compare that, like what's a comparable company? I like to compare AMD right now because I think they're undervalued. AMD, for example, is a very small amount. So Palantir is 250 billion. AMD is at 160 billion market cap. And so AMD is at 160 billion, but they're bringing in around 7 billion per quarter. So do you see the difference there? It's like 7 billion per quarter, and their market cap is basically a little bit less than half of Palantir's. So AMD, to me, has a really good valuation. But then you look at Palantir, and this is why people invest in it. She's gonna make her way over here. Woo. It's cool, the rose bush is like, usually that's all water, but the rose bush basically is making it a nice full, hear the frogs. You can actually see a nice water view there. It's beautiful. So I like living in California for that reason, as the allergy season starts to go away. And then so the reason that people like Palantir though is because they're a cash cow. They're software. The profit margins are huge. And so while they only bring in 800 something million for a quarter, they are able to capitalize on like $250 million of that in profit. So they have really nice profit margins. Whereas the profit margins are up. But if you look at the profit margins of AMD, for example, as kind of another comparison, AMD stock profit margins are pretty low. They're like around 5%. And so, and they only maybe capitalize, I think they maybe capitalize on like 500 million. So if you think about it, while AMD is up in revenue and over 200 million in profits, AMD stock is not able to capitalize on much profit. They're actually just a little bit ahead of Palantir, but not by much in the total amounts that they profit from. So the reason I compare the two is because people say Palantir dropped after the earnings call. What do we do about that? Well, they just dropped. It's probably because their overall market cap versus their valuations, versus their amount of revenue they're bringing in. But the other reason that they could still go up more is that their profit margins and cash are increasing. So I would say that if they were able to increase, as long as they continue to increase revenue and keep the same profit margins, they'll be in a good spot here in the near term. But if they're not able to increase their revenue above, let's say, $1 billion, then their valuation is going to look really absurd in a short amount of time. So that's what we're going to be looking at. That's what I'm going to be focusing on here with Palantir. And as soon as we have these kebabs here, we'll be good to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And also, we're still going live tomorrow morning. If you want to join us in our live session at Market Open, it's the second link in the description. And we have our flash sale for 33 off. Bring a friend. Check out that second link below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.